Tax not to be imposed. Tax not to be imposed by the authority of law. Must live on this authority on public account of India and the state. Such a contingency fund. Contingency fund. Distribution of revenue between the union and state. India and the state. Monthly fund. Distribution of revenue between the union and state. Duties levied by union board collected and appropriated by the state. Asset. It is levied by union but collected and appropriated by state. Samastari. Taxes levied and collected by the union. Tax levied by collected by the union but assigned to state. Appropriates. Tax levied by the district between the union and the state. Between union and state. Assigned to state. Power of a deputy speaker says the other person to perform the duties of the office. Power of deputy speaker. The speaker of the deputy speaker not to preside while a resolution for his removal. 181. Office. Vice chairman or deputy chairman of the legislative council. Vacation of the resignation or removal from the office of the chairman and deputy chairman. Yes. Duties of office is power of a deputy speaker and other person. Power of deputy chairman or other person to perform the duties of the office or to act as chairman. Power of the deputy chairman or other person. Perform duties of the office. The chairman or the deputy chairman not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. Second, the purchase salary allowance of the speaker and deputy speaker and the chairman and deputy chairman. Secretary of the state legislature. Oath of affirmation by members. Voting in house, power of the house to act notwithstanding vacancy and quorum. Notwithstanding vacancies and quorum. Notwithstanding vacancy and quorum. Voting in the house. 189. Disqualification 190. Vacation of the seats. Disqualification for members 191. Not presides 182, 185. 198. 192 decision of question as to disqualification of members. Penalty for sitting and voting before making oath affirmation. Another article 188 or when. Penalty for sitting and voting before making oath. Not qualified or when disqualified. Not voting. 194. Powers, privileges of the House of the Legislature and of the members and the committee. Power, privileges of the House of the Legislature and of the members of committee. The houses of legislature and the members of the committee. Powers, privileges, etc. 94. Members and committees, powers, privileges. 195. Salaries and allowance of the members. Salary and allowance of members. Salary allowance. Penalties, provision as to introduction of passing bills. It is an power of legislature or council as to bills other than money bill. Provision as to introduction and passing of bills. 96. 97. Restriction and powers of legislature council as to bill other than the money bills. Council. 97. Introduction, passing of bills. Special procedure in respect of money bills. Special provision in respect of money bills. 98. Definition of money bills. 99. Assent to bills. 200. Governor. Some bill reserved for consideration. 202. Procedure of financial matters. Non-financial matters statement. Financial statement. 202. This thing procedure in legislature with respect to estimate. The appropriation bills. Motion account. Vote of credit exceptional grants. Then supplementary, additional or excess grants. Special provision as to financial bills. Language use. Motion account this is 6. That 6. Special provision as to financial bills. Procedure generally. Rules of procedure. This is a regulation by law of procedure in legislature of the state. Regulation by law of procedure. So there's a language to be used in legislature. Language to be used in legislature. So restriction on discussion in the legislature. Restriction on discussion. This is a court not to inquire. So no discussion in the legislature. This is there's a language to be used in the legislature. Language to be used. This is their power general promulgate. Power of governor general promulgate ordinance during recess of legislature. So this is there. Provision to introduction of